this is Aviva Goldfarb of the 6 O'Clock Scramble, and it is almost Labor Day. And I wanted to share with you a Labor Day recipe that I think you are going to love, whether you're going to a picnic or a potluck or a barbecue. It's a fresh corn, tomato, and avocado salad with shrimp or black beans. Now, Labor Day is officially the celebration of hardworking Americans, but it's also unofficially the celebration of the end of summer. So a lot of times we have a 3-day weekend and we throw barbecues and picnics, and so this is a great recipe for you to bring along or just to treat your family to anytime. But it really has some wonderful summer and end of summer flavors. So we are going to start with some fresh corn, and what I did is I just microwaved them in their husks for about 5 minutes to get them kind of steamed in there. It's super easy, lazy way, and then they're really easy to peel. My daughter Celia just started working at a farm stand around the corner, and so it's been great because she's bringing home wonderful fresh produce and she's learning how to pick good produce. Let's see if I can get this. Now that I said it's so easy, let's see if it actually is easy. So I have 2 ears of corn, and they're so fresh and sweet and juicy this time of year. So now they've cooled. It's a good idea to give them a few extra minutes to cool, otherwise you're going to hurt your hands when you do this. This is my compost bowl. And okay, so I have my corn, and you can either use a tool that's specifically for taking corn off the cob, or you can just use a serrated knife, and you can actually stand it up right in the bowl and peel down as close to the cob as you can get, because it's really sweet and juicy right by the cob. And of course you can use frozen corn for this. I prefer frozen over canned, but you can use canned too. So I'm just going to peel these off the cob. After I take the corn off the cob, there's usually a few pieces left. So if nobody's looking, that's when I kind of go like this. Good thing nobody's looking, right? So then they're kind of in here, and you can just break them up with your fingers, but it's sort of nice if you get a whole big chunk of fresh corn. So I also have some fresh basil, another great herb this time of year. It's so flavorful. It just gives everything the flavor of freshness in Italy, and of course, fresh herbs are so good for you. So I am just going to chop these up a little bit, throw them into the salad. Doesn't matter if you get some of the stems, especially the thinner stems towards the top. I wouldn't include the big thick stems at the bottom. So we're going to do 1/4 to 1/2 cup of fresh basil. Throw that right in there. I might have cut up a little bit too much. Then we have these fresh avocados. So you just want to slice the avocado in half, and then what I do is I slice it in little strips down. If you're going to dice an avocado, this is the nice, easy, lazy way to do it. And then once you get it cut up, diced like that, you can just take your big spoon and again do it right into the bowl, so you're not making a lot of extra dishes for yourself. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with 2 avocados. I love avocados because they add such a creamy element, and they also give you that good, healthy, monounsaturated fat that your body needs, and your skin and everything else, your hair. So then I have a pint, about 2 cups of tomatoes, of cherry tomatoes. We got the multicolor cherry tomatoes. You can even use grape tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes are a little bit juicier, and grape tomatoes generally are a little bit firmer. So that's kind of the way that you might want to decide which one you're going to use for a recipe. One of them just rolled off the counter, but we'll get that later. Fortunately, my dogs do not like to eat cherry tomatoes. So I'm just going to cut these in half. You can cut them in half from top to bottom, from side to side, kind of whichever way. They just want to keep rolling off though. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these up. So now I'm going to add, I have 1 pound of shrimp, and I just bought these frozen cooked shrimp. You can buy fresh, you can buy them uncooked and cook them yourself, but I just thawed some frozen cooked shrimp. These are medium size, so you want smaller, medium size. I think for this recipe, they work out really well. And those will be really, they'll give you that protein and a little bit of saltiness in the salad, and also some pretty pink color. So then I have about 6 ounces of crumbled feta cheese. You can also use fresh mozzarella or cotija cheese if you want a Mexican flair, and you can find it. And it's just crumbled. I buy it whole and just crumble it myself to save money. Goes a long way that way. Takes about 10 seconds to do it yourself. So then I have, and as I said, you can use black beans if you don't want to use shrimp. They go really well in this recipe too. Just drain them and rinse them. So then I have some balsamic vinegar. If I had white balsamic vinegar, I would use it because it wouldn't discolor the salad so much, but of course I don't. So I'm going to use about a tablespoon, and I can always add more later if it needs more flavor. It gives it a little bit of sweetness and tanginess. And then I always save my good fruity olive oils for not cooking in, but for adding to salads like this. So about a tablespoon or two, and again, you can do this to taste. It's also really good if you squeeze some fresh lime in there. So I'm always happy if you alter my recipes to your taste. A little bit, or for me, a lot of freshly ground black pepper. I just love it, and grinding it freshly makes all the difference. But if you just want to add some already ground pepper and it doesn't make such a big difference to you, of course, do that. A little bit of freshly ground sea salt. And now you can either take this right away to your party. I'm just going to toss it together, or you can refrigerate it for about a day and it'll still be good. So you might want to wait to add the avocado if you're going to refrigerate it from a day, because that might get a little mushy. But even if you don't, it still is going to taste so delicious. I've done that and brought it the next day, and people go crazy for this salad. So if you like this recipe and my videos, I really encourage you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, tell your friends, anything you can do to help support me, I'd really appreciate. And remember, you are never too busy to eat well. Hi, I'm Aviva Goldfarb with the 6 O'Clock Scramble, and I want to talk to you about basic knife skills.